Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we make a card together. Today's card is a beautiful step up that says you are so kind, and look at those beautiful flowers. It's like I'm in a flower garden. I love it, and I love that fence. Now some of the products that we're going to be using today are the You Are So Kind step up card that I designed for Sizzix. Ooh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. The Flowers and Stamp Set. I don't know what the official name of this one is. Flowers and Fence die and stamp set. And just for the price of this, that fence is worth it. Just for that, right there. That fence is fantastic. We're also going to be using the Celebrate Collection pattern paper. We're going to be using candy ink pads, tangerine ink pads, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and cut our card base. So I'm going to grab this out. There's other pieces I'm going to need out of here. So I'm just going to kind of empty them out over here off to the side. But I'm going to focus on the card base right now. So I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to use the light blue cardstock, lay that down. And I want to skew that ever so slightly so I get a nice clean cut. Now I also have room over here, and let's move that over even more because I'm using my extended platform. I have all of this room over here. So why don't we go ahead and cut a fence or two? So let's lay that down. Now we're going to use two of these fences, but let me tell you a little secret. We are not going to use the Sizzix adhesive on the back. I know that sounds crazy. But the reason for that is we want it to kind of pop up a little bit, so we don't want it to be all sticky. So we're going to lay that down just like that. Let's skew it ever so slightly, and let's grab our longer extended cutting pad, and we're going to run that whole baby through. So we're going to cut two fences. We're going to run all of this through. Now the die and the machine are going to cut and score my card for me, so that's going to be fantastic. So there's one. So I have my card base ready to go, and we're going to put that off to the side, and it's already scored for me. I already have one fence. Now I need another one, so I'm just going to lay that right there. We're going to run some more things through now. We need the You Are So Kind along with the square that comes with it. So we're going to grab that. Now this I do have Sizzix adhesive on the back because I'm not crazy. I don't want to try to add adhesive to the back of that. That would be way too hard. And let's see if there's anything we can die cut right away on this. Dun, 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 dun. Leaves. Let's die cut some leaves. So we have different size leaves here. We're going to pull those up and get some pattern paper. And let's cut out some leaves while we do this. So let's move that over. And we'll move that to make sure it's in a good spot after all, because I just moved it a little. There we go. I always like to run the machine as little as possible, so I always try to do a whole bunch at one time. Now I'm going to need quite a few leaves, so go ahead and run those through a couple more times. I'm just going to run two so you can see me do it. But you're going to need at least 4 leaves, 2 of each size. So I'm going to put those off to the side. Put those off to the side because I have others cut. Now I have 2 fences. I'm going to peel those up and get that all done. And I kind of tore that one a little, but that's okay. This fence has so many pieces, I mean so many blades to it. There we go. That one little spot, there we go. And we're going to also pull this out. And of course this has the Sizzix adhesive. Now I've already ran a white square through. So I already have a spot for my You Are So Kind. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that on. So I just used that same square to cut my white. Whoops, I got a little piece on there. Oh, got another one. There we go. Get it off there. Get it off there. There we are. Okay. So now we're going to lay that down because it's already the same square. We know that. So it's going to fit just right. Yay. And then I noticed we need something else. We need cut out of our word search paper, we need the layering die. So we're going to lay that down. Now we want to make sure that our letters are straight. We don't want them to be all crooked. So we're going to lay that down, but we also don't want any speed bumps. So we need to skew that. Now when we skew that, it kind of messes up everything. So what I like to do is just trim my cardstock just like that. Now I can skew it as little or as much as I want. Line that up, get that nice and straight. Okay, what else do we need to die cut? We need to do some stamping before we do more die cutting. So let's just run this through, because we'll be die cutting in a minute. Run that through. So now we have that part done. So let's move this off to the side and let's see where we're at. Okay, so let's put some of our card together. We do have the card base already done. Put that right towards me. Then what we need is we need some adhesive. Add some adhesive to the back. Add that to our card base right there. And then we are going to add You Are So Kind, but we want to use some foam squares to kind of just give that a little extra oomph. And if I can find any on my desk, I just had some right here. It's amazing how these guys get little arms and legs and they just fly away from me, when in reality I threw it on the ground. And you would be a little bit better about this and put some in the corner maybe. That would be a good idea. You could also use bigger squares. I just happen to have the little ones. So we're gonna peel these off and we're gonna add this to our card. Now, why add foam dots or foam squares? I like to just add a little extra definition to the card. It adds another element that just kind of, it just really adds to the card. If you had a card before and after popped up and not popped up, you can really see a difference. So there we have the You Are So Kind. Clean that up a little bit. Now we need to add our little fence. So our little fence is going to overlap ever so slightly. And we can just kind of get an idea right there. We can also just trim it if we want to. So let's just add our fence right there. And we can add a little bit of adhesive. You know what? Let's use a Zod. I think that's a little bit safer to use. So we're going to do 2 there, 1 there, 1 there. And this is really going to, oh, you know what? We don't want 1 right there because that's going to hang over. Sorry. So we just want 1 in the corner. So we're going to add 1 in the corner. Let's add another one down here to make sure it really stays. But see how it's going to pop up just ever so slightly when it goes over the You Are So Kind, which is kind of fun. You can also kind of give it a little extra like that. See how I'm giving it extra definition by just kind of bringing it in just ever so slightly. And then I'm going to add this one right there, right over it. And we're just going to trim that in just a second. So let's add another Zot. These are nice because they're so small. They're not too small, but they're so small that they're very accurate. So when we just want a little piece to show. So now you can barely tell that I had to cut 2 of these, right? And we want that whole post to stay. So let's trim this off. So we're going to add it to that one, right? Oh, not that one. I almost messed up again, right? You don't want to do it in the top one because that's going to be part of the step up. So we're going to do it right there. And then I'm going to trim that right here. See that? So we're going to trim that little fence right there and trim that little fence right there. Okay, so now we have our cute little fence. Look at how much definition it has. I like that. Now let's fold it. So on a step-up card, you're going to fold the center part first. Now you're going to leave your steps alone. Ignore your steps while you fold the center part. Then you're going to mountain and valley. So we're going to mountain and valley, fold that and fold that. Give it a nice finger press. Over again, off to the side, mountain and valley, finger press, finger press. Now you can really press down. Look at the beginning of that. Isn't that fantastic? Now we get to decorate with our flowers. What we're going to do is we're going to get our ink, our stamps. And I know I'm going to use this one. And I know, whoops, not that one. That's not the one I use, is it? No, it's a smaller one. It's this one, the one that's similar. And then we're also going to use this one. Now this is the first time these are brand new stamps. So we are going to lightly stamp, not lightly, we're going to stamp them onto scratch paper. So this is scratch paper. Let's get some pink. We're going to do pink first. This is candy ink. And it looked like there was a piece of something on there, so it's good that we're doing this. So see how it's kind of like that? Every image that you do is going to get better and better. There we go. That one's a little. Okay, and then we're going to do the orange. There we go. There. Oh, that one's beautiful. That pink I want to do one more time. I feel like it's a little juicy. So if it's too juicy, you're going to take some of the ink out. I like ink pads that are almost dry. Not dry, almost dry. Because I feel like I get a better impression. See how I just feel like that's just a better all over impression. Okay, now let's do this onto cardstock, onto our pattern paper. So I have pink here, and I'm gonna need 2 of these, and I've already done this, but I'm just going to show you what we did. 1. Look how fun it is on that paper because our cardstock and our inks all match and our pattern paper all matches. Everything goes together. And then we also die cut some cute little tiny pink flowers, so we'll decorate those in, we'll decorate them in a minute. And then we need to die cut some orange, so I think I have some orange here. So we need to stamp those first. Again, look at how beautiful those match on that cardstock or that pattern paper. I love that. Okay, so let's move that off to the side. Let's try a second on that one too. Ooh, so that's a second generation. That looks pretty too. I think that's what we ended up using. Let's do another second generation because I think I like the second generation color better. So that's 1, and there's 2. See how pretty that is? Okay, so let's cover these. They won't dry out very quickly, but you'll put your hand in it if you don't cover it. Now, we're gonna die cut these, and we're just gonna bring these over, and I'm just gonna show you. I'm not gonna run them through because I've already die cut them, but you're gonna wanna lay those down, and you're gonna wanna find the coordinating dies that match. And of course they come in the kit, so I'm gonna lay that down right there, line that baby up. And I bet you this is this one. Lay that down and line that baby up, and we're gonna run those through, and then we'll have all of our little pieces die cut, okay? So you would go ahead and run those all through. Now let's finish putting our card together. Oh, and we're gonna ink a little bit more. So we have our pink flowers, and I've already added a little white yummy to it, and I think we need 3 of these. So let me find another little yummy. And, oh, you know what, we only need 2 of these. Why am I thinking 3? So we're going to add a little bit of ink to the edges, just to add a little bit extra definition. So we're just gonna kind of start here and go around. Start on the edge, just go around, just to add a little bit of softness, a little extra definition. Look how cute that is. And I wanna show you the before and the after. So here's the before and here's the after. See how that pink just kind of makes it pop even more? So, and of course we have the blending tools on our website, thestampsoflife.com. Okay, so we have those 2, and I really think we're almost ready. Let's add a little bit of, well, no, I don't think those really need it. So let's start putting our flowers together. Get all of our, oh, you know what? The green really needs it. So let's get some green. Let's try leaf. And we'll get, oh, this is artichoke. Oh, we'll use artichoke. That's fine. Well, I have a small artichoke. I don't want to use a real pad. If we have the small pads, it's better to use the small pads because sometimes the fuzz gets on them. So let's use that. Okay. So now let's get another piece of paper. I like to save my scrap paper for this because it just kind of keeps everything clean. And I wonder if this is gonna be too dark. Ooh, no, that looks good. Look at that, that's pretty. So you always wanna start on the edge and just go in. You can always add more, start less. Look how pretty that is. Okay, look at the difference again. I want you to see the difference. I really need you to see the difference. Pretty before and after. Let's try it on here so you can really see. Before, after. And it just really adds just so much. And if you could really just see a card, we need to do a card with shading and without, and you'd go, whoa, there's a difference. Back in the day, it reminds me of back in the day when we used to use chalk, colored chalk. Remember when we used to do colored chalk? Gosh, that was probably 15 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago. They probably still make it somewhere. And it was really fun, and I remember thinking to myself, gosh, you only need black, but oh no, you need all those colors. So this is just the same idea. So now we have lots of leaves. So let's put these babies together. So we need a big leaf here, and I'm gonna use probably Zots for most of this because I want to decorate that. So let's add that. I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing there. Then let's get a pink flower. And I have more little embellishments. I think I have more little embellishments, or I did have more embellishments earlier. I know I did. Oh, here they are. These little striped candy pieces are so fun. Get out of there. So we want to add that little guy there and add another one to this one. And so we're going to add adhesive to the back of this one. I don't know that. We're going to stick with the Zots. There's one left. Okay, so add that one right. Oh, look how cute that is. And then let's add an orange one. And the orange gets a little guy in the center. So let's add an orange guy here. These Zots are so handy, I'm telling you. Oops. So let's add an orange one there. And now we just get to build our garden. And we're gonna add this guy, but we're gonna add a little pop dot on him. I call them dots. I don't know why I call them pop dots. They're not dots, they're squares. Squares are better. You don't want dots because then you're wasting some of it. So there's one. Oh, we need a little baby leaf. Let's add, oh, then those things get on the table. Oof. Okay, so let's add that right there. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. And let's add another little baby flower. Where'd my other little baby flower go? Oh, there he is. He's hiding. He's hiding. And another little leaf. Let's add that. See how fun this is? It's so therapeutic. I'm telling you. Ken would probably have to institutionalize me if I didn't have something like this. So let's add this. Because let me tell you, I'm the first to tell you, I'm a little nuts. And add a little of that. Oh my word. Oh, that's so cute. And let's add another one of these. Doo, 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 doo. See how easy they just kind of fall off on there? Oops. And let's add that one right there. And another leaf. Another leaf, another leaf, another leaf. Ken always says, you gotta look at the camera more. I always forget. I'm busy, I'm working. I mean, yeah, I'm working. Working, I'm working. Now, technically I am, but can you believe that we actually call this work? No, this is not work. This is play. This is playtime. I actually get to play. And Ken's actually taking me to dinner tonight because it's date night. Every Tuesday we go on date night. He gets to pick one week, I get to pick the next week. I pick better places than he does though. He picks like pizza, I won't even say the name of the chain, but pizza, what does he pick? He picks pizza places that have all you can eat buffets for dinner. I'm like, sweetheart, that's not, bleh. Or he'll pick like, one time he picked El Pollo Loco. I love El Pollo Loco, don't get me wrong. I love El Pollo Loco. I mean, for lunch, all the time. Or sometimes even for dinner. You know, you get the, I mean, there's a lot you can get there. The problem is for date night, El Pollo Loco, like, I mean, huh? That's exactly, I think, what I said that one time. But he had a coupon, and Ken loves his coupons. Let me tell you, if you know Ken, you know he loves his coupons. I think I added an extra leaf. But he loves his coupons. Don't tell him I told you. He edits these videos, so he's going to hear me say that. I'm going to add this one. Oh my gosh. I'm in heaven. This is my favorite card in my whole entire life. Look at how adorable this is. You are so kind. I could add more and more flowers all day long to this card. I love this card. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad. To see any of these products up close and personal, check out our website, thestampsoflife.com. Stay tuned. Every Wednesday we have a new video of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we get together and we make a card. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.